Good afternoon, everyone. Just make sure we can hear to the races. Come on. Good afternoon. All right, you can hear me. Okay, welcome to the stream. You see me off looking to the side there. I'm looking at the iPad because I've set up Sidecar. You see me looking up here. That is because I have my, whoops, not that. I have my Final Cut timeline up here. So the aim of the stream is pretty simple. Edit the next video live because I've got nothing else to do and I want to see what it's like to do this because I haven't done this before and it'll be interesting to try and get this done. So I have started a little bit back here. Oops. Yeah. So you can see there's a little bit in there already. And we're going to just go through the edit process and we'll see how this goes. And yeah, the screen is flickering on your end. I'm not sure if it's doing that, but we'll see. All right, let's keep going.
Gives you hints, but yeah, I'm still on that. I'll switch camera. Switch camera.
Okay. I just thought this would be a fun idea to do because I always get interested interested in watching other creators how they make their videos. So it's nice to be able to share my workflow and hopefully it might inspire some of you.
Next we have our USB-C dongle. This has
Okay. That editing right. I hope the M1 processor can handle this because I have the 7-core GPU model, so obviously it's not the best, but it's still very good.
Has 3 USB 3.0s, 2 SD card slots, 1 micro SD, and 1 full-sized.
I wish I had B-roll of this. Maybe I do. If we go back here. There? No. Interesting. Okay, here we go. There's the reason for that. No, go back up. No, just don't add that to my... It's annoying when it doesn't do what you want it to do. There we go. You can see what I'm looking at there now. What I want to do is I want to grab my SD card from my camera, plug it into the dongle there. Let me just see if I got B-roll of the thing at all. And I did. I'm just going to import all this footage while I'm thinking of it now because why not? I actually need to copy this over to the project file. So because I can't just do that. And you're just seeing the behind the scenes. Obviously, I'm a bit all over the place when it comes to managing footage, but it should be fine. There we go. Go down as far as... There we go. Oh, crap. Oops, my bad. There we go. Now, Command C that, because what I normally do when I'm editing, I just make sure you can actually see what's going on. Why is this flipped? No, go back, display capture. I'm looking at the preview window here and it's flipped for whatever reason. That's just not... There we go. Now you can see it. Now, if we go back to what gear do I use? 27. What gear do I use to make videos? There we go, late 2021, and we're going to create a new folder, B-roll, and we're going to paste the files in. Now, when we go back over to Final Cut Pro, what is going on? Oh, it's flipped on my end, never mind. But you can see it, which is all that matters. Now, this is 11 gigs of B-roll, and it's copying through a USB 3.0 adapter. Now, what's impressive about this is it's USB-C. Does the job wonderfully. Yeah, the whole concept of being able to just take your work on the go, I'm really enjoying this because I'm planning to take more trips, and it's going to be nice to have the full power of my editing rigs here, since I wouldn't be able to do that normally if I still had the Mac Mini. And even my other laptop, when I was using that, wasn't great. Just get off the Wi-Fi here because I'm going to end up knocking it out. Yeah, so how do you like TechWiz Live, I wonder? Because TechWiz Live, it's going to be interesting to play around with because I like going live on YouTube, and I like messing around with the fun things, aspects of it. But I don't know, sometimes it can get a bit frustrating when the videos you want to do well don't do well, and the videos that do well, you kind of don't expect them to do well, you know? On my glasses so I can see better. So this is just waiting for the footage to upload. Huh. I just got to silence my watch so that doesn't annoy me there now. While I'm trying to edit. Wow, 11 gigs. Didn't think there was that much on that B-roll. I'm not going to be using all of this, but it's going to be nice to have a little bit in there because I didn't think I actually had B-roll of the adapter. And it's always a good idea to include B-roll where possible. I might have to shoot some in the middle of this, so fingers crossed I don't have to. There we go. Now we go back here. We go import CMG2. We have to find the TechWiz tech file. There we go. What did I do there? Put 9 unboxing. So I need to change the way that this looks. Oh no. No. Crap. Oh well. What gear do I use? B-roll. Import selected. There we go. That's it. I find the import process is really, really quick, which I am liking. All right. Now we have all that. We're going to go back here.
And I'll switch camera. Next we have our
Okay. From here, we need to find our B-roll shot adapter.
dongle
Right here, which you can see there. And if anyone wants to leave a comment in the chat or whatever, feel free to, and I'll get to it while I'm editing. Yeah. We're just going through this B-roll shot now. We have to silence it there. Crop this. Now the plan for this B-roll shot is very simple. We just need to get, there we go. Find the start of it. Cut that. Bring it up here to where this starts. Get rid of that.
Next we have our USB-C.
How's things, TA Tech? I'm good now. I'm just working away on this video when I figured I'd stream it because I don't stream all that often on this channel. So it's going to be nice to stream my process of editing since I'm always interested. I'm just taking a look at some clips I've sent in for the collabs. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, if you're tuning into the stream after the fact, or if you're here, Chat's still there. TA Tech is doing a collaboration with a bunch of creators, and I'm sure he'd be more than willing to have a few more creators get involved. Yeah.
Full-sized and a HDMI, so plenty of ports.
Okay, perfect. Just cut that. There we go. Now we need to add the cross dissolve into our shot.
USB-C dongle.
I'm gonna give it a roll. B-roll. Audio B-roll. There we go. So now, the reason I add different rolls to these, big or small, just need to make sure I get the clip by the 20th. There we go. That's the deadline. Be sure to get involved if you are a smaller creator. So the reason I give these rolls, and it's not because it's just to be fancy or whatever, it does actually have a reason. So when I give these rolls, say here, this green thing is my intro A roll. So that can tell me, okay, this is the introduction to the video. And then I have this clip here. This is my intro. So I can put that as its own roll. So it'll tell me, let me differentiate it. All this blue, I generally change. I didn't think to do it this time. But then I have the B-roll separate color and animation separate color. So everything, can just be differentiated easily. So you don't have to worry about, which clip was this, which clip was this. No. And if you're doing multiple angles, you can always differentiate like that. So that's why there's the multiple colors.
Dongle. This has 3 USB 3.0s, 2 SD card slots, 1 micro SD, and 1 full-sized, and a HDMI.
How's the M1 holding?
Plenty of ports and options there. I don't need anything else other than this. An Ethernet port would be nice to have on this thing. Maybe another USB Type-C
Ethernet would be nice
on this. But for the most part, I'm really happy with how it goes.
And this timeline thing is going backwards, is it? What do you mean by timeline thing going backwards? Is the video reversed? I've never seen that before. Let me look at it on this end. Oh, sorry. That is weird. The video clip was, oh crap. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for display capture. Sorry, no, that's my bad. It's horizontal. Yeah, there we go. How's that look? Now, hopefully that fixes it. There we go. Yeah, it was just how OBS was set up. For whatever reason, they decided to flip my timeline. You see, when I'm looking at here in OBS, it's flipped on the preview monitor here. When it's flipped on the preview monitor, it's flipped here. So I can never really tell until someone tells me what's going on. So thanks for letting me know that. That's good to know that I was doing that.
For the most part, I'm really happy with how it goes.
Okay, now we're going to go here, cut it here. And we need to find the end of this clip to drag into this. Gotcha, looks good now. Thanks for letting me know.
Next, I have also here,
this is, should not have done it like that. Actually, the reason as well, some of you might be wondering, why do I have this big gray piece here? And normally Final Cut looks something more similar to, let's see if we can try to find a clip just for the audience there. I can't seem to find, there we go. The clips sometimes look like that, where they're all spaced out. But the reason I do it like this is because I'm more used to Premiere Pro, where you have like a non-linear timeline. So you can't necessarily just throw everything into the timeline and do that. And you have to piece it together. I could never use a timeline like that. It would confuse me. Yeah, it takes some getting used to, but I like it because it gives me more control over how the video is going to look in the end, which is something I really appreciate after this. I was doing it the way that you do it for a long time, and it worked great till I started using this for a while to edit, and that threw it out the window. M1's holding up pretty well. It's holding its own in this, because before I could never stream my edits because it would just kind of lag. I'd be very interested to see how it performs when I'm exporting, because I'm still planning to stream while I'm exporting the videos, so hopefully it doesn't crash the stream.
I have a T or
See, one of the things I like about being able to do it this way is because if you have something, and this is a small detail that I like, just let it load up the waveforms there. M1 should be able to handle this. Yeah. So you'll see there's a small trade-off here. It automatically just takes over there, so I can sort of like get around the jump cuts in a way easier, which is really important to me. There we go. So this is where I get annoyed, because I leave so many jump cuts in there. I have to get rid of them all because I'm weird like that.
T or S cable.
Do I even have a B-roll shot of a TRRS cable? I don't think so. But I might cut that out of the video in general. Obviously, if you're watching this before the video goes up, you're going to have a bunch of spoilers. So if you don't want to watch the video after this, I fully understand it.
My headphones, so when I'm editing, or I just don't want to use Bluetooth.
Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, I could never use a butterfly keyboard either because of this, because I would have that thing ruined with the way I type.
Bluetooth, I have that.
Okay. YouTube is being weird. It always tells me that people aren't watching, even if they are watching. Like when TechWiz was here, it was telling me that no one was here. Okay. Yeah, so I have a little habit of wanting to cut out every piece of dead air, which is probably a detriment to me. Okay.
USB-C, because all the accessories that I use.
Okay, got that. Bring it over here. Yeah, the stream is holding its own as well, which is impressive to me, because my Wi-Fi ain't that great. So streaming is a bit of a no-go for me sometimes.
Are either Lightning or USB Type-C, so I have the flexibility of knowing.
Okay. We're only 2 minutes into this 10-minute edit as well. We're 19 minutes in, so we'll see how this goes.
I can charge that.
Probably be faster if I just use the magnetic timeline, but it's weird about me that I can't use it. I like having the control of being able to use this type of timeline.
Stuff with a lightning cable to USB-C.
Okay, that. It's fun just doing the edit process, because a lot of creators, they put a lot of time into the edits, but people don't realize how much work actually goes into it. Oh my god, this is gonna take forever. Yeah, this could be a long stream. If it is a long stream, more the merrier. I brought a bottle of Pepsi with me, so I might have to take a break at some point. But we'll see what happens.
Before my MacBook charger, which is a USB Type-C to Type-C, along with a 35-watt brick, so I can.
Okay. That was one long sequence, which is handy to have in the clip because I don't have a ton of jump cuts then, which I do not appreciate as much. Obviously, you know, if you need jump cuts, you need the jump cuts, but I like to hold them over B-roll. Okay. That's one thing I really don't appreciate Final Cut as much for its. Wait, what? Why is there a? Oh, there's a LUT on this footage. I didn't know about that. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So, if there's any other creators watching this at any point, let me know what type of editing software you use, why you use it, and how long you've been using it. A little fun survey there. Oh, my desk was such a mess after this video. I mean, it's always a mess, but it's more of a mess than usual. Actually using the trackpad as well, which I've never really been a fan of trackpads for editing, but it's been nice to start using a trackpad again so that I can get working on that, because I know trackpads are nice to have and all, but sometimes they can be a bit, frustrating. Just going to make my face cam a bit smaller there so you can see the whole timeline, that I'm not taking it up with my ugly face. I can cut out that now piece because I'm not going to actually need that in the final clip because it doesn't flow.
I can charge everything to one brick. Going into the main partner of the rucksack itself.
Okay, now it's good to stream these as well, so I'm going to continue streaming them. For accountability. Little mistakes like that could ruin your entire edit, because if you don't notice it, you'll keep editing and you'll have to add in that clip and post it.
This is a big one for me. I need to be able to make videos for anywhere. Okay.
I'll use the ripple delete function and be better at this, more effective time-wise, but is it worth it? Probably not, because I am stuck for time, you might say. Not stuck for time. I have plenty of time, but just trying to get this edit finished is going to be a pain.
I need to be able. A big one.
Okay, see this? It's little mistakes like that.
Big one. I need to be able to make videos for.
Okay, get that. Now, one of the things I've really been enjoying experimenting with videos lately, this is turning into a solo podcast of me just randomly talking crap, but I really enjoy having the apartment because it allows me to film pretty much in a lot of scenes that I like. I'm not necessarily going to say I'm the best at making scenes, but when I, build a scene and a set, I bought some fairy lights to build a better, Christmassy style set coming up to the Christmas season, but I think it works well to have an apartment or just a dedicated space to film, because it makes life so much easier.
Because I plan to go traveling.
Okay, cut the footage there. I got that. One of the things I will say is looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. The edits. And when I post something to my Twitter timeline, it might look a bit confusing, and I wouldn't blame you for thinking it's confusing, but at its core, it's not that bad. I will say though, editing on a MacBook, I'll get into this more in the video, obviously, but since we're live, we can talk about this. I've been really enjoying editing on a MacBook. Like, even though the screen is smaller, I have the bigger 24-inch screen if I need to do more, but this works surprisingly well when I'm, editing and doing just day-to-day tasks on a MacBook. So simple. The trackpad and keyboard are amazing. The screen is on point, nearly better than every single screen I've ever used. The only thing I will say is better is the newer MacBooks, which I've tried out in a store, and yeah, they look great. But I'm not going to, go out and buy one because money is a thing that people really should take into account. Um, a lot of people would say, yeah, okay, you're going to get a lot of money, but no, you really don't want to spend a lot of money on a Mac. That's just the reality of it. Like, this is live. No, yeah, live. No, because why not? Just let the other peeps know that we're live. Because I actually haven't posted that on the Instagram. Channel turned 10 years old yesterday as well, which I missed in a lot of ways. Yeah, I didn't do anything for it as well, which kind of
Is a big one. I need to be able to make videos for anyone because I can't
Should have done
control it.
something.
I can't just not be around.
Okay, there we go. I can tell you the experience of editing with this Mac has just been so good. Like Apple Silicon, I will say a lot of it is hype, but I gave into that hype.
Here all the time.
And yeah, while the hype is there, and I gave into the hype, can't say I'd suggest everyone go out and buy an M1 Mac.
So
okay, there we go. Okay, we got that. Sidecar works amazing, by the way. I'm really enjoying Sidecar. Huh. If you look at it really, like, what is the core function of Sidecar? Add a dual monitor to your iPad, and it serves that purpose extremely well. I mean, look at this. I'm live streaming, and the timeline is playing back perfectly. It's taking a little bit longer to load waveforms than it normally does, which I fully expected to do. Although I'd love to try this on an 8-core MacBook Air just to see what it's like. For reference, we're in better quality, optimized original, no proxies, no performance enhancements in any way. It's simply just the core functionality. And quite frankly, it's really impressive to see all of this. I would never expect, the Mac Mini or MacBook Air to be able to handle this. And yeah, it's getting caught like the Mac Mini. Feels like it's, or a Mac, but why do I keep saying Mac Mini? But yeah, the MacBook Air does feel like it's going to melt through my desk, I will say that. Feels like it's going to catch fire, but I wouldn't expect anything different. The loudest thing on my desk right now is my hard drives. I'm not used to a laptop being so quiet when I export a video or edit like this.
So
I'd hate to see what would happen if I tried to edit with a Windows laptop or a laptop with a fan in general and tried to stream at the same time.
To monitor the whole time.
Yeah. 2 minutes into what will be a 5-minute edit, apparently. Yeah, this is a little bit of an interesting stream in the sense that I am not necessarily always going to do this because I just don't have the time sometimes to stream the edit, but sometimes interesting to showcase the behind the scenes.
Monitor the whole time. I do my best to do a bigger screen and background thing, so I need to be able to edit quickly.
And edit quickly we shall. This is actually a very interesting performance test for the MacBook Air. We did a live stress test of the MacBook Air a while back to really push it to the limits, see what it's capable of. And it was able to export while streaming. And the export was 4 streams of 4K footage, which was good. Color graded and a whole lot. HEVC, 60 frames a second
My last
footage.
laptop was slowing me down a bit in that regard, so yeah,
And we're going to add a B-roll clip because we can. Windows 11. I need to find my Windows 11 video. Okay, perfect. Import selected.
be able to edit quickly.
Okay, now we go here. And I will say it has been nice to be able to. Okay.
Edit quickly. And my last laptop was slowing me down.
Okay. I like these kind of shots, type of B-roll shots that, was that keep you more in the loop. A little bit of realism doesn't go a long way. Okay, there we go.
So I need to be able to edit quickly. And my last laptop was slowing me down a bit in that regard. So
Okay, that bit.
So I switched things up.
There we go. You always have to find a little clip.
Let's start off with the tripod I'm using. So this tripod, it's a mini tripod. It fits in my rucksack really well.
Okay. I have a few more videos in the works as well that I haven't really talked about yet, so I might expose a bit of those in this video as well.
Really well, and it extends out pretty much a lot. I actually use this a ton around here, even when I don't want to lug this big tripod around.
It's really impressive to me that this, I know I keep saying this, but it is actually genuinely impressive that this MacBook, without fan, can handle an intense edit and stream. Because this footage is only from this camera over here, which is my Canon 700D, and it's still handling it like a champ, which is nice to know, because there's a difference between 1080p and 4K. But there's also a difference between intense 1080p, not so great 4K, good 4K, and not so great 4K. Then, of course, you have the 8K footage, which is a different story in itself. Oh boy. Yeah, it's going to be fun. The question is, though, how many streams a week could you do with this sort of thing? Because I I'd consider streaming on Twitch if I could do these kind of things as well.
Yeah, and yeah, it does the job. Perfect. And you can go around nice heads. It has a tilt head.
Okay.
And you can go around nicely.
So that was see this little thing with edit. You have to make sure you don't cut out something important like that, or else the whole thing wouldn't
go around nicely. It does the job for what. Next, we also have my.
Okay. Oh.
My.
Yeah, you see, I don't have B-roll of a lot of the stuff, which is going to annoy me because generally I'd like to overlay B-roll at this at some point, but that is not going to be happening for a reason. Because, you know, I did not get B-roll. Didn't think to. Just go there. Okay. 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 Little things. Little edits doesn't matter. Keep going so forward to the screen. But it'll be an interesting thing to see, you know, how the export performance goes.
So I can attach my phone to the tripod.
Really? Is that how it works? Who would have known that you attach a phone to a tripod with the phone mounted? Come on, Connor.
Just to the tripod and just film anywhere on that. And the quality isn't as good when.
Okay, let the waveforms load. Okay, perfect. Just want to see where we're at the moment. 4 minutes of into it. Oh, good. Well, we're almost halfway through there, so that's good. We'll say it's. Oh God, I'm after doing that again. Perfect.
And just film anywhere on that. Now the quality isn't as good when I'm not using the main camera that I have here.
That's a lie, because thing is, the footage often looks better that comes out of my iPhone. Not for everything. I would shoot TBD on my iPhone, and I do shoot TBD on my iPhone. Let's be fair. So it's not the best footage. It's not really applicable.
It's 4K. It has decent autofocus. I have here. It's 4K. It has decent autofocus, and it's
okay. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Yes, just little things like that. The little clips there is just not exactly my favorite thing to be leaving in there, just long pauses. It's quite awkward sometimes to have long pauses in videos. Okay. Okay. Next stream, I'm thinking of streaming on TechWiz Gaming at some point. Stream the gameplay performance in a certain amount of games on M1. So let me know if you want to see that in the comments afterwards, because be interested in doing that.
And that's why I like that. It just works for me. I don't have to look around a big heavy camera, because I was doing that before. I was looking around a big heavy tripod, and honestly, I've just gotten sick of it.
Okay, enough of that rant. Let's move on to the next item.
Honestly, I've just gotten sick of it.
Okay.
Now let's talk storage. What do I do for storage?
Oh yeah, by the way, also lining to.
Let's talk storage. Sometimes I want to listen to more common than you think. I am picking up AirPods though, so that'll probably replace those.
Just little, like you might notice there now, I cut out a whole chunk of footage there just because it's not really applicable to what's being discussed in the video. If it was more applicable, I definitely would have,
These are Western Digital Elements drives, and
let's go back here just to make sure that we didn't lose total sense when we did that,
it works just fine. So it does. And that's why I like that. It just works for me. I don't have to look around a big heavy camera, because
oh my goodness, we're 4 minutes into the
around a
stream.
big heavy tripod, and honestly, I've just gotten sick of it. Now let's talk storage. These are Western Digital Elements drives, and I've talked about these before in the past.
Yeah. Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Okay. What time is it here currently? It's 9:51. Okay.
Bringing drives, and one's a 2 terabyte drive, and one's a 1 terabyte drive, and just this job brilliantly, you can get them up to 5 terabytes.
It's weird to, as well as just working on these videos and streaming, I've noticed that when I use my iPad and Sidecar, now anyone who's used a Mac before will notice this, but something I've noticed is Sidecar has Touch ID built into it, of course, because you're on a Mac, but it also has the touch bar. So when I'm using whatever windows on the iPad or whatever windows highlighted, I get the touch bar. So on my M1 MacBook Air, that realistically it doesn't have a touch bar. It only has function keys. It's pretty cool that it allows that. Also, love that I can keep switching windows around here. It's actually very, it's engaging that I can switch.
This job brilliantly. You can get them up to 5 terabytes. So if you're in need of storage, I recommend these. They're very affordable. That kind of thing. Very, very affordable. Pretty affordable. That kind of thing.
I don't know why I said that kind of thing, but whatever. I can't just. One thing with edits, if you leave it like the way, if I just cut it,
I recommend these. They're very affordable.
If I just left it at that, you'd wonder what came next. So I have to leave the and things like that in there, which I'm not happy about, but it has to be done.
Now,
cut out a majority of that. I don't know why I left. I should have done something similar to what I did on my gift guide video, where I had 2 angles and I had all the stuff laid out instead of yanking it out of the bag. I suppose I wanted to show off the bag, but still I could have done that with 2 angles. It would have made much more sense to do it the way I did the other gift guide video. But look who didn't think of that. I suppose I wanted to use my phone as a prop, but
now
just include
also keep
B-roll.
a pen with me, because you never know when you need to sign something. Now, I'll also keep a pen with me, because you never know when you need to sign something.
This can be cut out. Right there. Cut it right there. You see, when you're editing, you're just kind of cut out crap. That's all it is. How to be a good editor. Cut out the crap and avoid little black screens like that, because
Now, my main overviews of choice are there's so.
Oh, did you see that? That is a lag issue. Now, if I rendered out the timeline before I started editing, I would have no problems like this. Sure, it's bad, but it's not the worst. If I had rendered out the timeline, I wouldn't have had that lag issue. So, or if I didn't have it set to high performance or whatever, I think it's still pretty good for what it manages. Or it's managing, yeah. Now let's bring up the B-roll for the WHXP 900Ns. I don't know if I have any B-roll of those actually. Let me dig into the B-roll jar and see if we have anything. Of course, yeah. Of course I have to pick up some B-roll. Of course I didn't get any B-roll of those, which is yeah. Hopefully you don't see any undone projects yet, because that wouldn't be ideal. Oh, this is an idea. Huh. So one of the things I like to do when I'm editing is, if I don't have B-roll of a product, I will always use the unboxing footage. No, the footage is not going to be the best out there, but honestly, it isn't the worst of the footage you can use. Like my iPad 9 unboxing, I don't have any B-roll of my iPad 9 gen, which I probably should, since I use that B-roll of me unboxing it so much. But it's easier than when I'm pulling out B-roll of the archive, of an unboxing, because I don't have any B-roll of the actual product itself. It's easier than pulling out this and making myself just render out the whole video again, because yeah, it's fine. But when you're trying to edit a ton of footage and just get the video out there, it doesn't really matter. I mean, look at this. It's probably not the worst. Well, not the worst, but it's probably not the best edit out there. But when you're just pumping out YouTube videos, you just need it to work. I'm not a perfectionist. I mean, I edit with Oops. I edit with the built-in speakers on my MacBook. I edit with a monitor that's really not made for editing. And I use these wireless headphones while I'm editing. Yes, wireless headphones while I'm editing. But it doesn't matter. When you're editing content, you have to figure out what your audience actually cares about. Then prioritize that. If your audience prioritizes, sound design, focus on sound design. If your audience is just there for what you have to listen, say, maybe you don't have to focus so much on the background of the video because I'll be honest, my videos, not the highest production values out there, but people don't really care about that watch my videos, which is why I focus more on what I have to say and the topic rather than the set, because set really my top priority, unfortunately. See, what I can do here now is, as well, since I've got that.
Now my main overviews of choice.
Oh, you can hear me talk. Go away. Don't talk about that. Don't talk to me. Don't talk. Go away, Connor. I hate hearing myself talking B-roll. Okay. This is good. This is okay. This is good. Now, one thing is actually interesting. I wonder if people are going to be able to pick up on the fact that this is B-roll from ages ago.
Main overviews of choice.
Because this footage, I'm not sure if anyone will recognize it, but from last November when I still had my old 2015 iMac. So, yeah. By the way, still miss that thing. Gorgeous iMac, gorgeous display. Only the hardware in it wasn't really holding up to what I needed it to do.
Main overviews of choice are the Sony WH-XB900Ns. I've also talked about these in the past. WH-XB900Ns.
There we go. Just bring it back. Okay. Okay, put that there. Cut the footage, bring it back. So now you will see a little jump cut there, but I'm going to make the crosses all really small.
I've also talked about these in the past. They have noise cancellation.
Really, the main goal with this jump cut is just to make the footage a bit more,
I've also
a bit more appealing.
I've also talked about these in the past.
Yeah. Of course, any questions you have in the chat while we're streaming, feel free to let me know, and I'll try and answer them if it's about editing or whatever, or just tech questions in general. There we go. So you might see that little cut there. That's just to avoid the situation where you end up with just drastic cut, which I don't really like. Oh, the stream's going to be a bit thing to edit.
I've also talked about these in the past.
They here we go.
Have noise cancellation, not the best, but they have noise cancellation. They have transparency mode, and
I forgot I did this in boxing.
Active noise cancellation and transparency mode, as Apple would call them. They have left and right, ear cup, and they're comfortable to wear for long periods of time. Of course, they also charge with Type-C, which I really appreciate.
Perfect. So now,
Type-C, which I really appreciate.
see this little cut we're going to make here now. I think we're coming near to the end of the edit as well, which is interesting. Which is good, I might say. Not interesting, good, because I am exhausted.
Which I really appreciate. As well, I also
see that? I avoided the jump cut there so you wouldn't really get a feel of the jump cut because I don't like having jump cuts in there. I really don't. And I like covering up where possible. I don't like that I have all these ones in here. If I had the option to, I would have gotten rid of them. But me being the smart, intelligent person I am, didn't film B-roll for that video. So, yeah. By the way, I would do an editing stream with this as my webcam, but haven't quite worked out a set for that yet because, yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. By the way, I'm really impressed with how the webcam is looking on this MacBook. No, it's not the greatest. It's not, it's not this like I sometimes used before. But for what I needed to do for now, it's pretty good for a Mac webcam. Obviously, 1080p, whatever. But I'm pretty happy with it. By the way, Canon 700D, best camera I've ever invested in. It's an older one, came out in 2013, I believe. Still does great footage. I mean, the footage you're watching here, that came from this camera. And I'm not sure how compressed this stream is. I didn't really want it to be too compressed. So we'll see. We'll see what the Mac is feeling like.
I also have and this.
Okay, now we can get B-roll of the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. I think it's from the videos from last year. See, this is why I keep the B-roll around. A lot of people might question my reasoning for keeping around B-roll. This is the reason, because when you keep around a bunch of B-roll, it can come handy for that. So that's the A-roll. There's the B-roll. There we go. B-roll. I just need to find a shot of the Osmo Mobile 3 just by itself. I don't need a clip for. Looks like I'm going to be dipping into the B-roll from the other folder. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit weird to have to dip in between the folders to find what I'm looking for, but I find it anyways eventually. Yeah. Movie vlog, setup tour, road video micro, 2 DSLR, setup tour, GH5 Mark II video. What's in my gear bag? I'm looking for that. Here we go. What's in my camera bag? What I'm looking for, I'm not sure if I'll have that here. What I should have random footage, which I don't know why is in this folder because it shouldn't be this folder. I'll be digging into the B-roll for this folder. No. Okay, not gonna work. Do you really need to give here we go. This is the footage I was looking for. Import selected. Here we go.
As well, I also have.
Why do I keep so much random? I need to do a deep clean of my footage, so I do. That's something I need to do because I haven't really gotten around to doing it lately. And it builds up, and I keep around a bunch of random footage I don't need, and that's what causes me to run out of storage so quickly, which I do not appreciate. Yeah. There we go.
And this doesn't necessarily come to me all the time, but it's nice to have in case something were to happen that I want to film, and I have done this in the past.
Might be able to include some B-roll here of me recording something for whatever reason. I include it from the apartment tour. That's what I might include it from.
I've done this in the past. My DJI Osmo Mobile 3. Still don't know why I bought it, to be honest. Film, and I have done this in the past. In case something were to happen that I want to film.
Okay, perfect. It's just the weirdest thing sometimes when you find a clip that you don't want, but you have to keep for whatever reason, and I hate it.
I want to film. My DJI has no mobile tray.
Okay, perfect.
DJI has no mobile tray. Still don't know why I bought it, to be honest, because I don't use it as often as I thought I would.
Okay, and now we get a Ken Burns effect. Oh crap, my eyes. I probably should have centered the frame a bit before I started this. Oh my god. Don't like that? Well, actually, now looking at it, I just want to see what the footage is. Yeah, I probably could have centered it a bit, huh? Well, that's a shame. Just enough for future reference.
To be honest, because I don't use it as often as I thought I would.
Okay, now I just need to add on a clip.
Thought I would. That's the thing with a gimbal. They're a very niche thing, and you need to have a use case for it to really go and buy one.
Cut out that piece of footage because the aim of editing, and I've said this before, is all about cutting out the crap. Cutting out the crap you do not need. And I've been at this for over an hour now. Interesting. What I like about this is I can edit, and I know how long I'm editing for because I do edit quite a bit, and sometimes I don't know how long I've been editing. Could have been hours, could have been minutes. I lose track of time, honestly, while I'm editing, which is weird. But there you have it. Now,
my DJI has no mobile tray. Still don't know why I bought it, to be honest, because I don't use it as often as I thought I would. Now we're going to go on to the iPad.
this is where I bring in the footage from the iPad 9 unboxing, like I usually do, because I'm too lazy to film B-roll of the iPad, which is probably a bad idea. You really should film B-roll of a product. I would highly recommend it. Don't do what I'm doing and just leech off the B-roll that you've used before. Try to make it, a bit more inconsistent to what B-roll you use, because it can get a bit stale sometimes if you use the same B-roll over and over again. Hopefully, I'm just going to use a different clip from this unboxing, which is what I'm trying to do. I love this clip, by the way, just messing around with the center stage tech. There we go. And this is actually a clip we stress tested the Mac with, so it'll be interesting to see how this handles it. Yeah, because this is only iPhone footage as well, so we'll see.
Tray. Still don't know why I bought it, to be honest. The iPad.
And this footage is going to take a while to edit. Huh. Back when I got the Mac Mini, or back when I had the Mac Mini, I should say, not when I bought it. So,
now we're going to go on to the iPad of choice. Now I've changed up my iPad. So this is
Okay. Can I have a little fun?
We're going to go on to the iPad of choice now. We're going to go on to
Shoot. That's not going to work.
go on to the iPad of choice. Now, I've changed up my iPad.
Okay. I do like the edit process because before I was a bit against it. I don't mind it as much as I used to.
It's
just
so this is a budget iPad 9 Gen, and it does the job I want you to do, you know.
Perfect.
Does everything, and I carry on an Apple Pencil as well to take notes. And yeah, it's pretty much my only note-taking device, and I consume content on it. Honestly, don't get as much use out of it as I thought I would.
This is probably going to amount to be one of the longest streams ever on this channel, which will be interesting to see the retention on this because I know it's probably not going to be great. I don't expect it to be great. I'm more of a just doing this because I want to do it.
It does the job one.
So you can see, yes, there's going to be jump cuts, but keeps it a bit more consistent, which is important. Oh, thank goodness for a keyboard shortcuts, eh? Yeah, once you get to a certain point with editing, you can sort of like get around it and not really worry about anything, which is interesting, you know, because you don't really have to pay attention to waveforms. You just sort of know what you're going to be doing.
Say.
Perfect. And we're almost done this edit as well, which is good. I mean, it's not as a bit more intense than I originally thought it was going to be, but we'll see. We'll see what it's like at the end of this because I'm not necessarily. Okay, perfect. Got that.
Finally.
I don't necessarily do reviews anymore, but this is sort of going to be my take on the MacBook Air because I'm here late. Who cares about what I have to say?
The MacBook of choice.
I could have said, yeah. Weird thing about the MacBook, you know? I was going to get a 2017 MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
15-inch, but deal fell through at the last minute, so I ended up getting a MacBook Air.
Yes, I'm switched over to a Mac. And pretty much the reason I switched to a MacBook is because I got Steel.
Okay. But you can, yeah, like you can see what's going on here now. Like I have a flow going on. And with this flow, I can sort of like just work away and I'll know what I'm doing. But it started to take some while to get into this flow, but I'm really starting to get into it now.
Deal. This cost me $9.49 instead of $1,250.
Okay. Okay, got that. Okay, got that. Thank God for Final Cut shortcuts, eh? When I was using Premiere, I wasn't able to get the same sort of level of speed on Premiere just because there's much more in it when it comes to keybinds. You can't really do the Control B type thing like I'm doing here to cut out the dead air. You have to like go through it individually and you have to click the C and you have to do all that. It's just no, not my favorite. Dead air. Ripple delete is definitely your best friend if you're going about this method.
And
of course, there we go.
So a 7-core GPU, not the 8-core.
Yeah, talk about the MacBook Air. As I edit on the MacBook Air, how meta is that?
Deal. This cost me $9.49 instead of $1,250, and
Okay, perfect.
And of course, it's M1, so there's the boot up feature. You can use Touch ID.
This is where I get my. This is where the incriminating evidence is probably. There we go. Bring it here. Now, one thing I will say if you're editing is it's a good idea to sleep on it because sometimes you'll pick out things that you didn't know about.
7-core GPU, not the 8-core, and has 256.
And when you pick out things that you didn't realize, yeah.
$1,250, and of course it's M1, so there's the boot up feature.
Yeah, you see there, I made a little mistake because I was cutting through the footage like that. I wasn't paying attention when I was cutting it, and I did that. So that's going to annoy me, but whatever. It's not perfect, but it'll do. What's the more of your channel? Mine is, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Take a shot every time I sit down on the stream. Yeah. But when you really think about it, what is the main goal for your content strategy is what you need to think. Are you looking to build an audience? Are you looking to expand your portfolio? These are all things a content creator has to ask themselves before you get into it. It's, yeah. I'm just making content because I enjoy making it. That's essentially the reason. If I wasn't enjoying it, I would not be here right now. Just trust me. There are much more things I can do as well as this. If you're getting a MacBook, it is a content, or I should say, if you're a content creator and you're used to, you're used to editing videos and all that. A MacBook is probably your dream computer for a lot of people, I would say, possibly, or Mac. But Macs have kind of taken an L on that in recent years, haven't they? Because they used to be a gold standard. No, that's great.
It's gonna last way longer.
Okay. Background audio, if you can hear it. Yeah.
What?
I'm enjoying this, this edit.
I was using forehand.
Okay.
And
Let's go back.
and I'll make sure it's like
1 hour 17 minutes. This is the longest stream we have going on this channel in quite a while, I would say. Ah, crap! I'm after doing it again. There we go. But so far you've seen what the process is like of editing these videos, because I'm enjoying it, and I don't know about you. But we're going to take a quick break, and in a few minutes after we get this done, and then I'll log off because it's getting late, and
I just feel like it's gonna last way longer than what I was using forehand.
Exactly.
And
thinking about what you're going to say, Conaria. That's what I thought.
The Mac Mini was fine.
Until it wasn't. Quite predictable, I'm going to say, people, because very predictable.
Fine, but I was very limited because it was a desktop, and unless you know you're going to be working from the desk all the time,
probably not a great idea to buy a Mac Mini. So if you're not going to be at desk the whole time, wish I'd known that before I bought it.
the time in an office,
Or at home. Because not everyone has their own office.
it's great. It's great, but if you're someone like me who's a student on the go, the instant wait features, the trackpad is just gigantic.
Okay.
The keyboard, can't go wrong with it.
Because you can't go wrong with it, because butterfly switches. Butterfly switches aren't a thing anymore. Butterfly switches, yeah, they were good.
And that's why I use a Mac.
I've got that. Good now, anyways.
And that's why I use a MacBook Air for editing my videos with Final Cut Pro. Yes, Final Cut Pro, I'm off Premiere now, but
confession, I still use Premiere Pro, on occasion when Final Cut Pro doesn't have something I need. although it's pretty rare now because, yeah, Final Cut is very capable nowadays.
I've been getting really good performance and I have no complaints.
You can see from the stream that it's great performance. Oh, this is very hot.
7-core GPU model and 8-core GPU model, there isn't really a difference.
No, there really isn't.
When you think about it,
You think about? No, there's no real difference because there isn't a real difference. Connor, don't contradict yourself. About that. Hmm? Oh, I'm getting annoyed at myself.
Yeah, that's why I used to edit the videos. And that's it, video. If you like this, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. What setup do you use if you're a content creator that makes content, makes content, on the go or whatever it is.
Why do I say on the go, whatever it is?
All that more. Comment section below. My name is Connor. Catch you next time. Bye.
Okay, perfect. Boom, boom. Now we need to add a cross dissolve out.
Catch you next time. Bye.
Okay. Add this because I add that to every video. Now I do this, and it's essentially done. That is how TechWiz tech video. That is it. Now we just add our meat. Okay, I didn't move anything. See, it's something like that where you move the timeline just an inch enough, the thing gets brutalized. Okay, now here we go. Minus.
Here I use to make content has
Audio rolls, music 1. There we go. Minus 25. Why does this keep changing my source of output?
the gear I use to make content has changed. In this video,
Okay, this is going to change my screen here again.
the gear I use to make content has changed. In this video, we're going to see exactly what I use to make the videos you see on the channels. Let's get into it. So, first things first, the backpack. I'm using a backpack now, only one, instead of using a camera bag.
This is annoying.
The gear I use to make content has changed. In this video, we're going to see exactly what I use to make the videos you see on the channels. Let's get into it. So, first thing,
Okay, now I just need to
noise cancellation.
that. And we bring it over here and we paste it in. Because I am too lazy to do it again, essentially. No other reason, just Laziness. Is it quicker? Probably. Do I care? Nope, because I'm going to do it anyways. Okay, just let's put this a bit. That's probably not ideal. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That, my friends, is the edit. Let's export before we finish off the stream. It's going to be a 2 GB file. We're not going to the Christmas gift ideas video for now. We are going over to W's. What gear do I use? Now, we export. And that's it, essentially. You can see it's suffering because we're live streaming. That's one thing I will say. Although, because we're live streaming, it's still fairly fast. Obviously, MacBook feels like it's going to melt through the desk. But it's exporting really quickly, even so. Let's get a closer look at this because I do like how this is going. 12%, 13%. Keep in mind, we're streaming at 1080p here on YouTube while we're exporting this video. 17. You can literally count the counter going up. It's really cool, you know, the fact that you can do all this from this MacBook that has no fan, whereas my other laptop would sound like a jet engine. I'll probably do this again sometime because I know not a lot of people showed up. So the stream's lagging. Yeah. So the stream's lagging now because of this. Not ideal. I'm just going to stop the export until it gets back. Can we get back? Hello? Am I still frozen? No. Okay. So that made the stream lag. So we found the limits. I can edit, but I cannot export. So what I'm going to do is, because I can't export the video, I'm going to wrap up the stream here since it's going to lag the stream if I try to export. I got the 33% though export speeds before it started to lag, which is good. I'm hoping to have this video out tonight. So if you watch the stream, you got an exclusive sneak peek at the video. And the stream will be available to watch after the fact, of course, once YouTube has done its processing magic. I'm hoping to do more of these in the future. Thank you very much for tuning into the stream, people who tuned in. Special shout out to TA Tech who joined in. If you want to tune into more of these in the future, be sure to subscribe because you will know about them otherwise. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.